Good to have you on this Wednesday, and today I would like to go to a passage, one of my favorite passages, that has to do with spiritual victory. When you think about discouragement, when you think about the things that weigh us down, it really isn't, number one, the circumstances around us, so that can really oppress us. And a lot of times it isn't disappointments that come, though that affects us. The biggest thing is lack of victory in our life. When we've got a guilty conscience, we're hurting, and we are struggling, and we feel down, and Satan is able to discourage us. He's able to accuse us, and there's just not that sense that God is working and that there's hope. And so everything else around us, if we have something that we're defeated about, just seems so much more magnified. I'd like to give you the verse found in Romans chapter 6, verse 6. Knowing this is something we need to know, that our old man is crucified with him. When we trusted Christ, our old man, cut off from God, dead in trespasses and sins, was crucified with Christ. In other words, already done, but we accepted that by faith, and what Christ did was applied to us, and therefore that is crucified. And so we're a new man now, we're a new creation, so it's crucified with him, that the body of sin, our flesh, might be destroyed, or better rendered as rendered ineffective, that henceforth we should not serve sin. And let me just make this a simple point. Once we've become a new creation, our flesh no longer has to dominate. Now, if we yield to the flesh and we do not allow the Spirit of God to work, it will dominate. But our new man, indwelt by the powerful Holy Spirit, they are fully able to overcome the flesh. The flesh is no match for the power of the Holy Spirit in our newly regenerated spirit. And so therefore, it's ineffective every moment we're walking with God, and so we do not have to serve sin. So my friend, today, if you feel discouraged, you feel weak, well, we are weak. We can't do anything ourselves. We couldn't save ourselves, and we can't have victory ourselves, but God can do it. And if we'll realize the victory's already been won, and whatever it is, the wasting of time or some habitual sin, whatever it may be in your life, God is able to overcome that through his power, and we don't have to serve that sin. And you need to believe that and realize that you have the Spirit of the living God. If you walk in the Spirit, you will not fulfill the lust of the flesh. That's an absolute promise. So I want to tell you the best way to be encouraged about all the negative circumstances is to get the negative circumstances inside of you conquered by the grace of God. To know that you can walk in victory, and that every moment you're trusting God, you can have the enabling power and wisdom of God not to serve sin. That's what it says. So let's stay encouraged today, and let's stay encouraged primarily by seeing the victory of God in our lives.